よしよし。えい。あ、まあいいや。はいはい。いるいるいるいる。話しかければいい？
Hey, we're here!
来たよー。来たよー。よいしょ。
Traveler, Paimon, great timing. We got a lot of letters in the
お、手
mailbox,
紙いっぱいだって。
and I just finished sorting them into 4 groups.
はいはい。いっ
Nice work!
ぱい来た？
Well, the real work hasn't even started yet.
うん。
Which batch of letters should we read through first?
はいはいはい。ドキドキ。で、これヒントボード。よいしょ。じゃあ、これ。存在しない花について。ティナリちゃん。わっちちっちゃい。へえへえへえへえ。はあ。じゃけど先生。既存の品種でもなければ特殊な手段で誕生させた植物でもないはずだ。そのことを踏まえて、より範囲を広げて考えてみるべきだと思う。ほうほう。僕は過去の経験を振り返って答えを見つけた。スクロースもこの件で僕にいろいろ聞きに来たけど、この手紙を書いたとき、彼女はまだ考え中のようだったから僕の答えは事前に明かさないでおいた。詳しくはまた今度会ったときに話すよ。みんなもそれぞれ自分の答えを持ってきてくれると嬉しい。ではまた。アルベド。ほう。で、スクロースちゃん、自分が作ったメールボックスに自分で手紙を入れるなんてちょっと変だよね。でも私、確かに自分なりの答えを見つけたの。最初は錬金術で作り出した花なら、それこそ予言にある存在しない花になると思ってた。でも、後々考えてみたら、新しく植物を一つ作り出すよりは、錬金術の産物で花みたいな装置を作る方がお題に合うかもしれないって思ったんだ。だから私の結論は、花の形をした時計なの。果てしない命が時計と花に触れる。年月の流れが葉の成長を促して、時計の針を前へと進めてくれる。あ、なんか素敵なこと書いたね。きなりちゃんってさ、超長いよね。めっちゃ書いてくれてるじゃん。あの日別れてから予言の言葉についてずっと考えていた。存在しない花というのはまるでパラドックスみたいだ。考えてもみなよ。存在しない限りその花を認知することなんてできない。でもその花が存在してたら、今度は命題を満たさなくなっちゃう。だから僕が思うこの答えは必ずしも本物の植物である必要はないのかなって。悪気はないんだけど、出題者が世界中の植物すべてを知り尽くしてるわけじゃないって可能性もあるから、誰もそんな嘘はつけないだろうしね。珍しい植物を答えにするのも謎を解く方法の一つかもしれないよ。珍しい植物のリストを手紙に同封して、それぞれの植物に簡単な説明もつけておいたよ。君の予想に合うような植物があるといいんだけど。はいはい。では他のお手紙。絶対に迷わない道案内人。わあ、めっちゃいっぱいある。モーナーちゃん。この世に迷わない人なんていません。ですが、人を導き、その心にある炎を燃やし続ければ、人は永遠に海を渡り続ける船になれるのです。かっこいいこと書いてある。この手紙を書いたとき、占いこそしませんでしたが、皆さんと一緒にこの予言の真実を見届けることになると、うすうす感じてはいました。ですから、必要なときは家まで呼びに来てください。必ず行きますから。もうな。ありがとう。あ、ベネッちゃんだ。ベネット。ずっと考えてたんだけど、みんなが俺のところに来るまでこのことが俺と関係あるとは思ってなかった。知っての通り俺に他人を導く資格なんてないし、俺自身はまだまだ弱っちいから、この世界とうまくやっていく方法をずっと探してるんだ。 この問題を解くのに役に立ってくれそうな人を探しているなら、友達のフィシュルとか、そのまた友達の先生術師モナとかは見聞が広いし、勇気もあるから、まさにみんなが必要としている人だと思うぞ。それが俺の答えだ。みんなも順調にいくよう祈ってるぜ。いいやつだな、やっぱり。いいやつだな。アンバーちゃん。どれどれ、道案内人ってなんだかすごそうな肩書きだよね。私みんなにふさわしいのかなって思うよ。私なんかにふさわしいのかなって思うよ。私はね、みんなと友達になりたいんだ。それが私の長所だし、おまけに聞き上手なんだから自分で言ってる。迷ってる人は誰でもウェルカムだよ。例えるなら、野原に立つ、松明みたいに燃え続けている限りみんなを照らしてあげたいんだ。ここからの内容だけど、コレイには内緒にしてね。もしそこにコレイがいるなら手紙の最初に戻ってお願い。追記、最近コレイのことがちょっと心配なんだ。病気は治ったけど、あんまり嬉しそうじゃないから何かまだ心に引っかかってることがあるのかなって。アンバーちゃんは優しいね。待って、背景から始まってるぞ。背景、こんな問題が来るとは思わなかったので、最初はとても悩みました。物理的な道案内ならできますが、人生の道となると、僕の方こそずっと迷っていて案内が必要な子供なんですから、まあ。でも、いざ問題を読んでみたら、どうすればお役に立てるかなんとなくわかりました。そこでティナリさんとコレイさんのために植物の分布図を書いてみました。また、瀬野さんのために竜が出てくる可能性のある時間帯も記録しておきました。この2つを手紙に同封します。数日したら隊長と一緒にパトロールに出てリサさんのために地図を書かないといけません。このような形でしか皆さんを応援することができず申し訳ない限りです。どうかご容赦ください。これらの図表が皆さんのお役に立てば幸いです。ケイグ、ミカ、めっちゃ丁寧だな。すげえ。子供いや、手紙丁寧すぎない？まあいいや。ちょっと他の手紙に。ちょっと手紙が丁寧でびっくりしちゃった。ミカちゃんかわいいな。そしたら、嘘をつかない人。瀬野ちゃんだ。みんなが思っている通り、確かに俺はあまり嘘をつかないが、これは俺の出自と関係している。俺は幼い頃から砂漠の民として教霊院で暮らしていた。この特殊な身分で他人の信頼を得ることは難しかったんだ。誠実でなければなおさらな。だから口数を減らし、必要なこと以外は話さないことを学んだ。予言を解くのは危険が伴うかもしれない。嘘をつかない人間が必要なら俺が同行しよう。なんか君も子供の頃苦労してるんだね。きっとね、いろいろね。ロサリアさん。おや、一つ説明しておかないといけないことがあるわ。それはね、私は嘘をつかない人なんかじゃないってこと。君たちが出したこの問題を解くために、私は過去をじっくり思い返した。今までに嘘をついた数多くの瞬間をね。私、よく用事でお祈りの合唱に参加できないって言うんだけど、それはもちろん嘘。人を欺くためじゃなくても嘘をついたことがあるわ。時には楽しいから、時には弁解が面倒だから。最も善意ある嘘があったとするなら、それはファルカについた嘘よ。私、モンドに残りたくないって言ったの。でも、あいつからの返事もまた嘘だったわ。お前の力はモンドの外で生きるには向いてないぞってね。その嘘は私への助言だった。私もこの問題に答えることはできないけど、嘘をつかないってどういう意味なのか、よく考えるよう助言させてもらうわ。人を欺かないこと、それとも悪意を持たないこと。君たちが必要としている人になれなくて残念だわ。条件に合う誰かが現れて君たちの助けになってくれるといいわね。それくらいなら祈ってあげるわ。ロサリア。レザーの手紙。この手紙はリサ師匠に書いてもらった。俺が書くよりずっといい。ありがとう。俺は嘘をつかない。お前を信じてる。必要な時は俺を呼んでくれ。いつでも待ってる。レザー。 かわいい。っていうかさ、今さ、スクロールできるっていうのは初めて知ったんだけど、これさ、実は今まで読んだ人も長かったりする？あ、ティナリちゃん続いてた。すべてが順調にいきますようにって一文入ってる。ごめん。江戸先生はこれで終わりだよね。スクロールちゃんも、名前が入ってるだけか。よしよしよし。ちょっと待って、これ怖えな。これはでもこれは大丈夫か。名前が入ってる人は大丈夫だ。アンバーちゃんまだ長かった。追記が長い。はいはい。まだ心に引っかかってることがあるのかなって。コレインには予言の謎を解いて幸せになってほしいって心から願ってるんだ。あの子がこの先どこで暮らして将来何になっても私たちはずっと友達なんだから、助けた側と助けられた側じゃなくて、ただ普通の友達としてね。で、いい子だな。やっぱりいい子だった。めちゃめちゃいい子だった。というわけで、永遠に終わらない伝説。またこれいっぱい。じゃあリサちゃん、伝説は人によって作られたものよ。この観点から見れば永遠に終わらない伝説なんて存在しないわ。あるのは心残りがあるまま幕を閉じた物語だけ。でも素敵な物語が聞く人の心に残り続けるなら、それもある意味生き続けていると言えるでしょうね。これは私がたくさんの本を読んで感じたことよ。可愛い子ちゃんたち、すべてがうまくいくよう祈ってるわ。リーサ。なるほど。クレイちゃん。かわいいクレイちゃん。ママはね、旅行記を書く作家さんなんだよ。でもママの昔のお友達に童話を書く人もいたんだって。それでね、クレイ聞いたの。人生をかけて書いた物語は全部素敵なお話なんだって。めっちゃかわいい。ちょっともうちょっとね。さて、クレイちゃん。みんな永遠に終わらない伝説のことだけど、私は希望と夢に満ち溢れた物語だと思うんだ。まるでバトンみたいにずっと次の人に渡し続けていく。そういう物語こそみんなにとって意味があるんじゃないかって。私はそういう物語からたくさん力をもらった。だからそれが私の答えだ。はい。一通り読みましたと。で、やめる。読んだよ。で、スクロースちゃん、ほい。
Let me quickly summarize what we found out about a flower that is not of this world.
はい。
Tainari believes that on closer examination it might be logically paradoxal, while Albedo says that his answer would be better discussed at length in person. As for my answer, I think a clock in the shape of a flower would constitute one that is not of this world.
Here's what we've gathered regarding a guide who will never get lost. Mona said that she'd like to join us in uncovering the secret behind the prophecy. While Bennett suggests Fischl, Mona, or the Traveler as potential candidates. Mika didn't submit much, but he did draw a vegetation map for Master Tainari and wrote up a dragon spotting calendar for Sino.
なるほどね。はいはい。
Amber also wrote in. She said that she sees herself as nobody's guide, but everybody's friend.
As for one who would never lie, Rosaria removed herself from consideration, but both Razor and Sino are willing to support us in our search. Timaeus seems to have forgotten to write to us.
Oi. Oi.
And finally, this is what we've gathered on a legend that never ends. Police said that her mom has a number of friends who like to write storybooks. Lisa believes that legends live forever in people's hearts. I think that for a legend to be never-ending, it has to be filled with hopes and dreams, and actively passed from one person to the next.
So, what are the answers to the 4 riddles then?
You're really smart, Paimon. I bet you can figure it all out in no time.
Or, let's all share our thoughts on what we think the answers might be.
はあ、いや、そんなこと言われましてもね。言われましても。
Wait for me!
来た。
Oh, Timaeus! What brings you here?
I'm sorry, I really am. The time just got away from me and I didn't get around to writing that letter. However, I'm happy to announce that I think I can be the one who would never lie.
Huh?
マジ
This is kind of sudden.
はいはい。
Not that we don't trust you, Timaeus, but
別に信
could
じ
you
ないわけじゃないけ
elaborate
ど
a little after you catch your breath?
それな。
Of course, of course.
ふうふふ。まあちょっと言うてみいよ。な。
Do you still remember the time I,
どうしようかな。
collaborated with a certain Miss Ying R?
なんて返そう。どうしようかな。覚えてないって返したらこいつどうなの？
Well, basically, she helped me out a lot with my research into
あ、
potion
そういう
making
こと？
once,
あ、
and
はいはいは
well,
い。
we've stayed in touch through letters ever since.
あ、昔こいつ
So
がやってたあれの
Ying
こ
R
と
is the
か。
girl from Liyue that Sucrose mentioned earlier?
はいはいはい
We
はい。
always assumed you were hard at work every time we saw you at the crafting bench. So you've just been writing letters to Ying R the whole
いいじゃ
time?
ねえかよ、好きな人に手紙を
No,
書くのぐら
well,
い。
I mean, not all the time. I've done some work too. And anyway, our correspondence covers a lot of serious topics, like perfumes, potions, alchemy. Anyway, a few months ago, I made a vow to the heavens that I will be true to myself and never utter an insincere word until the day that I've managed to win Miss Ying R's heart.
はいはい。
So, at Star Snatch Cliff, you were picking Cecilia's as a gift for Ying R?
はいはい。
Well, that's right. The Cecilia flower is said to represent a once wayward heart transformed by the power of love.
はいはいは
I
い。
couldn't think of a better flower to give than that.
ええええ
I know full well that Miss Ying R is far more knowledgeable than I in both the ways of the world and the ways of our
なん
craft,
か濃い陽気女性な
I
気が
thought
す
I
る
should
から
make
ど
the
うだ
effort
ろ
for
う
once and put
ね。
myself out there. Which brings me to the subject of the
あ、
last
呼
few
ぶの？
days and the Windbloom Festival.
はいは
I thought it was time for me to invite Miss Ying R to
い。いくら
Mondstadt.
フェスティバルだからっ
But
てさ。
yesterday, Albedo told me that Sucrose has been working hard to help
Otto?
another girl achieve her dream.
はいはい。ん？
And when I went to take a look at our roster, I saw that she'd done my remaining work for me. I feel incredibly guilty. I've been spending all of my time in my own fantasy world while everyone else has been bending over backwards to help other people.
はいはい。
How could I ever hope to be worthy of Miss Ying R's love if I'm so selfish?
はいはいはい。
Oh, Timaeus.
And that's why I've decided to join you.
そうそうそうそういう。
But then what about Ying R?
うん。
Yeah. Haven't you been planning this for over a month now?
ね
You
え。
said you were gonna invite her to
いいん
Mondstadt.
じゃないの？言
Well,
葉に
yes,
甘えて
I
さ。
did mention in my letters that I'd like her to visit, which is why I just sent her another gift with my hand-picked windblooms, along with a handwritten letter. I explained that a matter of great importance has presented itself to which I must devote my full attention for the time
そこ
being.
まで書いたの
As
す
soon
ご
as
い
it's
じゃん。
resolved, I'll make haste to Liyue to pick her up in person. I made
Hi, hi.
sure to package the gift and letter with the greatest care. All I can do now is hope that she'll understand. Point being, please know that I sincerely want to support you in this endeavor. Plus, I think I'm an honest
嘘を
person.
ついたこ
As
とのな
far
い
as
人
I
間って
recall,
逆に
I
怪
don't
しい
think
なっ
I've
て
told
思
a
っちゃ
single
う
lie in my
私。
life.
Well, you certainly convinced Paimon with that speech.
まあ
Don't
まあで
worry,
もその
Timaeus.
気持ち
We
は
won't
本
let
物
your
なんだろうね。
determination go to waste.
はいはい。
Thank you, Timaeus.
Ah, thank you, everyone. I promise to do everything I can to help.
うん。
Okay, so it looks like we found our one who would never lie.
Great!
うん
Let's keep it up. On to the other three.
え、相談して決めるって何？
Okay, Paimon will do the honors. Ahem. We have with us here the flower, the guide, the legend,
あ、そういうこ
and
と？
Timaeus.
Why did you only say Timaeus?
クレアの名前
You
で呼
should
ば
say
れ。
my name too.
All right. We also have Klee.
That's me!
かわいい。
Klee here, this all somehow feels like we're getting ready for a field trip.
There's nothing wrong with a more relaxed atmosphere, is there?
うん。
Of course. We will soon see if my hypothesis has any merit.
ほうほう
Actually, I'm still feeling a little nervous.
Me
あ
too.
さなんで緊張？
But weren't you all fired up just a moment ago?
ほんとそれな。
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's do this.
Actually, I'm a little worried too. Deep breaths.
なんで
Deep breaths.
I know what you're feeling. Saying anything
そういうこ
becomes
と？
so
人が
much
多い
harder
から
when
っ
there
て
are
こ
so
と？
many people watching.
Well, does anyone know the exact location of where we're headed, or should I do a reading on my
占い
scry
便利だ
glass?
な。
According to the prophecy, once we figured out the answer, we should test it at the Lantern of Utmost Joy. Wait, but where is this lantern?
Oh, we know something about that.
とりあえずほい。
What?
そういえばそうだったね。
Wow, that's amazing. You really know
ま
how
あ
to do
そっか
everything
聞いたっ
under
て
the
言えない
sun.
もんね。
Then we'll let you lead the way.
ほい。
This is it! We're off to find the sacred location of the Lantern of Utmost Joy.
음, これどこ？結構遠くない？はいはい。これは登ればいい？登ればいい？よいしょ。はいはいはい、登るよ。はい。はい、頑張れ頑張れ。はい、はい、全頑張れ。よいしょ。はい、分弱頑張れ。分弱頑張れ。はい。よいしょい。で、タタタタタトトトト。
According to the map, it should be somewhere around here.
はいはい。
Let me take a look. Oh, it should be right up ahead.
なんか喋る？もう喋んない？はいはいはい、オッケー。
Aww, I don't see any lanterns here. Now that I think about it, the prophecy didn't say anything about what the Lantern of Utmost Joy actually looks like, right? Maybe we've overlooked something?
Traveler, are you trying to figure out something else from the paper?
顔を上げて空に答えを
Paimon's
問
reading
う。
too. Huh? It says to look up. But there's nothing above us. The wind didn't trick us, did it?
またパイモンちゃんは。
Place the squirrel on the back of the pointy-eared cat, and a pious puppy will open the doors to show you the way. Huh. Paimon read the whole thing out loud, but nothing's happening.
Look! Look! The wind is
え、
blowing!
何これ？はいはい。
What a
吹いて
strong wind current. Let's write it up and see
な
where
ん
it
かあ
leads
るけ
us.
ど。え？なん
Huh?
かあるけど？
We'll have to fly up there? Can someone carry me with them?
Here.
はい。え？何？え？
Ah! This is the first time I've ever flown like this!
いや、お前そんなことないの？そっか。あ、あれだよね。え、何これ？え、なんかティーセットみたいなの用意されてるんだけど。不思議の国のアリスみたいだ。
How did this little island get up here in the sky? Did somebody make it?
Just to be safe, I've been jotting down our entire route here. This way, no one will get lost.
Oh, good thinking, Kale. Huh. Who would have thought we'd find this kind of table here?
なんだろうね
Weird.
これね。
It's almost as if someone was holding a tea party.
I never would have guessed that such a place could exist. Right above Mondstadt, too.
Wow, look at that pretty lantern on the table.
あー、ランプ、はい
There's
はい。
even a chair for each
これ？
side of the lantern, too.
There seems to be something on the back of this chair. Let me have a closer look.
はいはい。
Take your seat, present your answers, and you shall reach enlightenment.
はあ。
Well, as far as instructions go, I guess that's simple enough.
So we just need to do as it says, right?
Wait a second.
ヒント？これヒントなの？
What is it, Albedo?
はいはい。
We'd better make sure this place is safe before taking our seats. Everyone, please stay clear for a moment.
どういうことですか？罠ってことですか？え、
Well,
罠なの？
all our questions and doubts aside, the scenery here is pretty amazing. It'd be impossible to feel stressed here.
How is everything, Albedo?
Everything seems to be fine. I didn't find any traps or suspicious mechanisms, but I also couldn't find any overt destructive devices.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it seems that wrong answers won't have any catastrophic consequences. Looks like we'll have to sit on these chairs and fulfill the prophecy. Everyone, I would like to suggest that we try some risky answers on our first attempt. Let's reserve our most confident answers for the second round.
That sounds kind of smart. But why?
Ah, I get what he means. If we do as he says, then we may be able to figure out how the puzzle works.
I see. That makes a lot of sense.
なんか引っかかってるモナちゃん。
Mona, is there something wrong? You're not looking too good.
Oh, are you hungry? I brought some
かわいいな。多分そういうことじゃないんだけどさ。
Thank you for offering, Klee, but that's not quite it. While Albedo was checking just now, I gave my scryglass a spin hoping to find some information.
占いね。はい
There's a
はい。
strange aura to this place. It's almost as if someone has been staring at me as soon as we stepped foot in here. But if nothing here has actually been physically tampered with, then no. Could that person be?
相手に心当たりがあるってこと？モナちゃんは。え？
What do you mean, Mona? Who could it
何
be?
何？ちょっとよくわかんないけど。
Never mind. It's not like I've got any proof.
Ugh, don't leave us on the edge like this, Mona.
I'll just do what Albedo said.
Yes, let's test the hypothesis together, Klee.
Come on, join us, Mona.
Oh, all
かわ
right.
いいな。
Okay. Then I'll answer the first question. If someone were to ask me to find a flower that is not of this world,
You can do it, Sucrose.
then I would fetch a Tetratanic sweet flower.
All right, I'm up next. My part of the prophecy is to find a guide who will never get lost.
はいはい。
Kale, I hope you found your answer.
My answer is that I will be that guide. For a
Oh.
long time, I have been guided by others. It's taken me a while, but I finally made it to where I am today.
はいはい。
Although I still haven't made a name for myself, and I'm still quite immature, I would still like to put my name forward. Because I would like to become a guide that can help others.
はい
I
はい。
want to help others the same way Amber, Master Tainari, Sino, and everyone else helped me. Now it's my turn to pass on the gift that I've been given.
All right. It's up to me to answer the third part. I'll submit myself as one who would never lie. Although I've never really had any other virtues or talents, I'm confident that I've always been an honest person. I'd like to thank everyone, too, for giving me this opportunity to validate myself.
And last but not least, I will answer the final part of the prophecy. There's no tale more befitting the title of a legend that never ends than our fates as human beings.
Wait, the lantern just lit up. Whoa, all four sides of the lantern are glowing.
Huh? But
Kale, could I ask you to stand up for a second?
はいはい。
alright.
あ、消えた。ついた。誰でもいいってこと？
What's going on? Why is it lighting up regardless of who's sitting in the chair? Didn't it say we have to answer all the questions correctly?
It's pretty clear now, isn't it? We've just proven that there is no right answer for this prophecy.
No right answer? But how could that be?
Although the instructions had come from an old and enigmatic prophecy, it is in fact nothing like the ancient mechanism that we had all imagined it to be. I believe the lantern only serves as a simple signal.
And to think, I never expected you to actually find this place.
What? There's someone else here?
We meet again, traveler.
Hey! You're that Outlander we met the other day at Good Hunter!
It's all thanks to you that I was able to find this place. Good thing that you were too preoccupied with the prophecy to notice someone tailing you from the shadows.
Oh, is that so? Then, why do I spy yet another person following in your shadow?
Wait, really?
There's no need for pleasantries. You should know I'm here for you.
Is it just because I'm a visitor from abroad?
I was there when you snuck your way into Marjorie's place.
Huh. So you had your eyes on me even then, huh? That was 2 whole weeks ago, you know.
It's hard not to notice you when I'm on duty every day.
All right. In that case, I'll admit it. I was the person who slipped this prophecy into the storybook.
Huh? But why? Then, does that mean this wasn't a real prophecy after all?
Don't worry. Even though you probably have plenty of reservations about me, you can be sure that the prophecy is genuine. In fact, many of you here today may have heard the code name of the one who left the prophecy to me. She hailed from an ancient assembly of powerful women, each of whom used a single letter to signify themselves.
Who would have guessed? It seems that power was indeed left behind by the old hag after all.
So you're B's student. It's an honor to meet you. I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
What are you talking about?
It's a long story, but I'm not quite sure that I'm the best person to tell it. Since you've all spent so much time and energy trying to decipher this prophecy, you must also be very interested in the secret behind this lantern, no? The lantern has already been lit. Now then, please allow me to disturb your happy peace.
Huh. Why did this little thing just light up? How strange.
Hello? On the other side of the lantern. Can you hear me over there?
Mom?
Oh, I hear many youthful voices.
Madam, I am Scarlet, the successor of Jay.
Oh, since we've last gathered, Jay's successor has already become so reckless and bold. Unbelievable.
Wait. Why are you talking just like the old hag?
Old hag? Who would dare say that? Is that Mona?
Who are you? Who dares imitate my master?
And what of imitation and mimicry? It has always been a fool's errand to mimic and learn from humanity.
Aunt Alice, I'm here too.
Mom, why are you trying to talk like other people?
So I see everyone's here. Well then, my warmest greetings, everyone.
Miss Alice, why would you...
Well, it's been many years since this lantern last lit up. You can't blame me for thinking that one of the old friends from my youth may have decided to catch up again.
Why she sounds so coy all of a sudden?
And if I recall correctly, we left this lantern in the care of the Anemo Archon Barbados. You must be commended for uncovering an artifact entrusted to the god of wind himself. Tell me, are you sitting around my beloved tea party table?
It's a really long table.
Oh, so you are. I suppose this means even the Anemo Archon has granted you entry to this place. Was all of this Scarlet's doing?
Wait. Paimon's completely lost now. So what was this assembly you were talking about earlier?
Oh, Miss Alice, Would it be alright to leave the explanation of that to you?
Well, you should be rewarded for making it all the way up here and activating the lantern. Now then, let me tell you a long and ancient story. Ever heard of the Hexenzirkel? As the spooky name suggests, it's a secret society. Once upon a time, it even challenged the Anemo Archon himself. But he replied, "Let us make music, not war, and resolve our conflicts through song." From then on, the mages would only ever convene in the woods, in the skies, or on the edges of cliffs. At these tea parties, they discussed their stories and secrets and resolved their differences, as the tea and cakes bore witness to their pledge never to fight amongst themselves.
Yesterday, I snuffed out the life of my beloved. He had grown old and was extremely sick. He loved me dearly, so I took his fate in my hands and ended his pain.
Oh.
I'm raising a son. Of all the children I had, he's the only one left. But I suppose that still makes me a mother.
これはイベントでやっていいものなのか?
My lifespan is nothing compared to yours, so I wish to leave you with my storybook. Actually, maybe you can pass it on to your children one day.
Oh, this looks interesting. Let me scry.
My dear sisters, we mustn't let prophecies threaten our bonds of friendship. Even the most frightening witch was once a little girl, and growing up can be so tough. Sometimes we all need to vent our troubles to the wind. Even if the nations go to war, or the sky falls down, the mages' tea parties shall forever be held around this table.
魔女集会って感じ。
So this is where the legendary mages held their meetings.
That's right. We often met here to chat and have tea.
Then, what about the part saying that if we light the lantern of utmost joy, we'd receive a supreme blessing?
About that. I never expected anyone other than Jay to actually read the full contents of that prophecy. It's a little embarrassing. The truth is, that prophecy was actually just a letter that we sent to Jay as a group the day before her wedding.
So it was indeed written by all of you.
I must thank you for resisting the urge to immediately reveal the truth to everybody, Albedo. Knowing you, you probably figured out everything the moment you laid eyes on the message.
No, it took me a little longer than that.
A flower that is not of this world, a guide who will never get lost, one who would never lie, and a legend that never ends. These 4 descriptions signify 4 individual mages. When a member of the organization had to leave the group to spend the rest of her days with her beloved, the other mages would write down this prophecy and send it to her to invite her for a final get-together. A flower that is not of this world signifies, of course, flowers that do not naturally exist in this world. This is the signature of our full name, Rhindaughter, also known as Gold. If there's anyone in this world who could create a flower species that does not yet exist, it would be her. The guide who will never get lost is N, otherwise known as Nicole. You may not have encountered her yet, but she is a truly extraordinary woman who has made this world's direction and order her subject of study. Some of you may be fortunate enough to have already heard her voice. Like a prophetess, she will only speak to guide people toward the truth when a change has occurred in the world. She has a tendency to suddenly speak in someone's mind without any warning.
やっぱりそうかな? わかんない.
If one day you would be unfortunate enough to run into a truly dangerous situation, she may use her voice to guide the way forward for you.
Who would have guessed that there are so many mysterious women in this world, and that they would all know each other?
The one who would never lie is me. I hope no one would take offense. It's just that I, Alice, or A for short, have always had a soft spot for those with sincerity and candor. As for A Legend That Never Ends, you may not know M in person, but you've likely encountered one of her works. Have any of you ever read The Boar Princess?
Huh? I'm pretty sure every child in Mondstadt has read that book.
It's also one of my favorite stories. M was an exceptional human writer who used her prose to teach me the meaning of grief. Don't you think such a person would deserve a seat at the mage's table?
Paimon's getting more and more lost.
It may sound hard to believe, but I can attest to everything that Alice has said. Jay was also a mortal who aged and passed on, leaving her title to her students and followers. Alice, you've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors. It's now been centuries since the first of us took on her mantle. I've always wanted to meet you.
Do you also want to become a mage?
Title aside, I think I'm more interested in the meaning and purpose of the Hexen Circle. I used to think that the Hexen Circle was a group of women who could control the very fate of this world. But now, I've seen for myself that besides Jay, many other ordinary people were also among you.
Do you think less of us now?
No, not at all. My interest has been piqued, and I'm now even more drawn towards the idea of becoming a mage.
You're right. I've never acknowledged any of Jay's successors, but you are different. You are much more fascinating than any of your predecessors.
Oh, has someone finally piqued Aunt Alice's interest?
Now is not a good time, Scarlet, but as soon as I am able, I will seek you out for a meeting. I want you to tell me all about Jay's married life back in her hometown.
So the mage who received the prophecy letter from all of you was Jay? She left the Hexen Circle after getting married?
Precisely. There was only one way the letter could have been interpreted. She would have known what we meant as soon as she saw the message. We were just asking one thing of her. Please come to see us again. Before you go and settle forever with your happiness, please come share some of it with your best friends and sisters.
So, the Supreme Blessing actually meant...
All journeys are fleeting and will eventually come to an end. What will give us the most fulfillment and happiness in the end are those who will greet us at our journey's destination. Dear child, I believe you can also understand what I am talking about. We women will always have many troubles and encounter pains and frustrations that will keep us up at night. But no matter how hard things may become, we will cross mountains and oceans to see our best friends again, regardless of how many years have passed or how far the distance may be. As long as we can be with our beloved friends, our hearts will be filled with joy. To us mages, that's what being supremely blessed is all about.
Oh.
I still don't get it, but I do know that all the mages are Mom's best friends.
If you ask how I see it, the Hexen Circle is just a group of ladies that I spent my youth with. Anyway, I'll introduce some of the other members to you all later. I still have a few things to attend to, so this will have to do for today.
Bye, Mom! Todoko says bye, too!
Goodbye, darling, and farewell to all of our other friends as well. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Oh, now that I think of it, isn't it getting close to that time of year?
Yes, it's Windbloom again, Alice.
It's also a special anniversary date. I'm sure you still remember.
Yes, I do remember now. It was on this day, many, many years ago, that Jay tied the knot. Just in time for the Festival of Love and Freedom. Everyone, please enjoy this year's Windbloom Festival to the fullest.
Whoa! Ah, Albedo! Why didn't you tell me we'd have to glide all the way back down?
これってさ、座れないの。座るって言ってた。ごめん、乗っちゃった。座れるー。 マルチして。おいよ。はい、戻ってきたよと。お前、マジ？
Are you okay, Timaeus? Maybe you'd feel better if you just,
そんなことないからってこと？そんなんなる？
I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm just
酔うの？
a
飛ぶ
little
って。
glider sick, that's all.
You may want to look into getting your own gliding license when you have the time. It might prove helpful to you.
Okay. Sure thing.
It sounds like you've still got something on your mind. Why don't you tell us? We're all happy to listen.
It's nothing, really. It's just... Well, Alice's story was really interesting and romantic. I won't argue about that. But still, the whole thing wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Of course, I didn't actually expect the Supreme Blessing to be real, but...
Don't say that. None of this was your fault, Timaeus. Honestly, it's more on me for having agreed to be the Wimbloom Festival Special Ambassador. Had I not asked for everyone's help...
If anything, it should be my fault for finding that prophecy.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to blame the two of you either. I just feel like... this whole adventure didn't really end on a high note, and we also didn't really get anything out of it.
But I'd say we still learned something new.
Well, that aside, Timaeus, you still need to go to Liyue to apologize to Yingar, right? Do you want Kale and I to accompany you?
Oh, Miss Yingar. Well, I mean... I just really don't want her to get mad at me. Now that I've come back to my senses, I really don't know what I should do.
Hey, you three? You may want to look over there.
Huh? あれ？来てない？いるじゃん？
Miss Yingar?
いるじゃん？
Oh, so that's Miss Yingar? I've never met her before.
いるじゃん？来てるじゃん？
Yep, that's her. And she actually came all the way to Mondstadt.
I am so sorry, Miss Yingar. But how did you... I mean...
Are you so happy just to see me?
Of course I am. I'm so happy that, I don't, Sorry, I don't know what to say.
I was ready to give you a harsh scolding. But now that I've seen you like this, I suppose I could let you off the hook this time. You said you couldn't come to pick me up because of a very important matter, right? Well then, of course I had to come and find you instead.
Should we go see how they're doing?
Well, I wouldn't. You'll get hit by a forest boar if you interrupt a couple's romantic conversation.
Oh, really? We'll just leave them alone then.
I am so glad to see Timaeus find his happiness.
I have to say, I'm even more envious of you, Sucrose. You can be happy just to see others happy. And you gave me so much help without any expectations in return. Even though you said that we're very much alike, I still feel like you have a much bigger heart than I do.
But if you say that, then I'd say I'm also nowhere near as brave or tenacious as you. I guess we have the same amount of positive qualities. They're just spread over different parts of our personalities. I've never visited Sumeru, or made many friends from outside of Mondstadt. I'm happy just to have met and become your friend. Maybe I'll get shy and flustered when I meet other people I don't know in the future. But that's okay too. Since we are so alike, you probably get what I'm trying to say. You just need to believe that all of your issues, aren't really issues at all.
But isn't it too late now for me to learn to accept myself?
Well... Do you know anything about the blooming cycles of Cecilius?
I may have read about that in a book before.
That's a topic that my parents used to talk about back when they were still dating. Surprising, right? To think that people would talk about that while on a date. My mom brought it up at dinner one time last month. She called my dad the most boring man she knew, and said that he even turned up late to a date once, all with a smile on her face. But she also said that learning is just another part of life. It's never too late to start something, as long as you recognize that it's something good for you to do. Why don't you give it a try, Kale?
Okay, I'll try my best.
They're really having a great conversation. Paimon can't even find a moment to join in.
まあそうだよね、盛り上がってるんだ。
I nearly forgot. This is for you.
This texture. Are these seeds?
Yep. I believe I mentioned my sweet flower research to you before. These are the seeds of the sweet flower cultivars that I've worked on. It's nothing too special, but they're the best cultivars that I've made. So, I really hope that you'll like them. They're super sweet and easy to grow and keep. I'm also submitting them as my wind blooms for this year. I wish that the Animo Archon could also see how lovely they are.
Thank you. I'll plant them in the Avidia forest and take good care of them.
Kale, please take these notes with you. I've heard that you've been working hard on your studies, so I've prepared some study materials for you at Sucrose's request. Feel free to look through them whenever you can find the time. Mondstadt's doors will always remain open to you.
Thank you so much. Really, I don't know what to say. I'm just really happy.
Sucrose, now's your chance. Didn't you want to collect a breath of joy?
Hi.
You're right. I almost forgot. Kale, can you exhale once into this test tube? I will save this breath of joy and use it in my research.
Oh, really? May I?
Of course.
Eh? ピンクパープルって。
Huh? What was that?
It was like a little cloud of happiness, but now it flew away.
え、それ大丈夫なの？え、ダメじゃないこれ。
Well, luckily there's still some breath left in the test tube. I'll seal it up for now. I'll keep working on it and let you know as soon as I have any breakthroughs in my research.
Yeah, you can write to me. I'll be sure to respond as soon as I receive your letter.
Oh, it looks like you found a new pen pal.
Master Tighnari! Cyno!
If your friendship was forged in a test tube, does that make you test friends forever?
That's it. I think you've ruined Sumeru's reputation in Mondstadt beyond all hope of repair.
All that matters is that I've enjoyed Mondstadt immensely. The dragon here possesses a majestic form.
Oh, that reminds me. Traveler, this card back is for you.
え？あれ？瀬野のじゃないの？だって、ご苦労。
Cyno wanted you to have one for yourself. If I had to guess,
そういうこと？
I'd say he probably wants you to use it if you challenge him to a duel.
I'm a master of the game. Do you dare challenge me?
Can you believe this guy? Huh. Let's knock him off his high horse.
でもさ、なんだっけ、一回。
Wait! I've got something to give you too.
Huh? Kale has a gift for us?
Yeah! I figured I should follow local Mondstadt customs and prepared a few small things themed after the Windbloom Festival. I made these bookmarks from Sumeru roses at the hotel. I want to give them to Amber, Master Tighnari, and Cyno. During Windbloom, Mondstatters offer flowers to the people most important to them. You three are family to me.
But Tighnari said that we're not anything like an academic family. He wouldn't write joint papers with us.
Well, in this case, we can consider ourselves as regular siblings. And that should be just fine.
I agree. Oh, and here are some Padisara seeds as well. These are for the Traveler, Paimon, and everyone else from Mondstadt.
Whoa, are these really for us?
So, are these your chosen Windblooms?
One of them. Both Padisaras and Sumeru roses are my Windblooms. Although they're not native to Mondstadt, they are the flowers that can best express my feelings. I want to give them to the people I feel thankful for. To those who I wish to accompany as we greet more seasons and future Windblooms together. The real blessing in life is when you are surrounded by people who you'd miss day and night, and who you'd want to see even if that meant crossing mountains and oceans to do so.
I'm so happy to hear you say that.
Sucrose, do you see that cloud over there?
Huh?
Doesn't it look just like your test tube?
カードの裏側もらっちゃった。